The first half of our 1-year backpacking trip saw us visit the Maldives, India, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia and Singapore. What an incredible 4 months travelling. I can't believe how fast it went, but we really did see some fantastic things, as well as meet some amazing people and visit some of the most beautiful vistas I've ever seen. But sadly, the trip had to come to an end. We'd always planned to return for Christmas to visit friends and family, so after a relaxing stop in France, we continued our journey west this time towards Central and South America for the next leg of our journey. The cheapest and most convenient flight for us from Manchester was to fly with TUI to Cancun. But we didn't stay here long, and we caught an ADO bus from the airport to Playa del Carmen, where we then got a boat over to Cozumel Island.
Just run into the boat.
We almost missed it, but we were lucky and managed to get on it just in time, which was great because it was one of the last boats, which meant that it had an incredible sunset for the crossing. After a long journey and with jet lag setting in, we got an early night on arrival, ready to start a jam-packed day the next day. In the light of day, Cozumel revealed itself to be a colourful and bright coastal town. It was busy with tourists and cruise ships, but in the morning it was slightly quieter, and we walked around the town, allowing us to enjoy our first bite of Mexican food. In the afternoon we wanted to do some snorkelling, as we'd heard that it was really good in this region. But unfortunately the best snorkelling spots are only accessible via tour boats. We shopped around and it looked like pretty much every single company did exactly the same trip. Since they all looked the same, we booked with Pink Tours, which was the cheapest, and we got the boat over just in the early afternoon. It was quite a busy tour, but the people were really nice. But the thing that we didn't like about it was that they made us wear these little life jackets that go around your waist, which meant that we really couldn't dive down. I understand that this is for safety purposes and to try and protect the reef from people standing on it and stuff. But for us that are seasoned snorkelers, we found it really frustrating, and it did take away from the enjoyment. That being said, we did have a good time. But since we'd just spent the last 4 months snorkelling in Maldives and then Thailand and then in the Coral Triangle around parts of Indonesia, it was a little bit underwhelming. There's certainly not as many different vibrant coral species here, and the fish are a little bit more drab and grey, but there's lots of different kind of wildlife here, like stingrays and starfish, so it is different. And then you also get these sort of soft corals and seagrasses, so it's a kind of different environment. The colour of the ocean's also slightly different as well. And to be honest, we just love being in the ocean and snorkelling, so you could drop us anywhere in the world and we'd get in straight away. However, the colour of the ocean in this area, the bright turquoise, is next to none, and the sandy bottom exaggerates this colour even more, making it almost luminous turquoise at times. We didn't have long snorkelling, unfortunately, or at least not as long as we would have liked, and eventually we stopped at quite a busy spot to have some beers and snacks. It was a bit of a party area here with loud music blaring, but we still managed to spot some local wildlife, much to the dismay of quite a lot of other people who just wanted to enjoy their beers without fear of a stingray near them. We returned to Cozumel, and although we did enjoy the day, the restriction of the life jackets and how busy it was left us wanting more. So the next day we got a taxi along the coast to a private resort called Playa Corona, where as long as you buy enough food and drink, which we ended up doing, you get lilos for free and access to their reef.
Packable snorkel. Get in there.
It wasn't quite as interesting as the spots we'd been to the previous day, but since we were basically the only people in the water the whole day, it was really nice to have it all to ourselves and dive down and explore the reef at our own pace, in our own time, and for as long as we wanted to. If you enjoy my content, then you'll be pleased to hear that I'm just about to start uploading all the videos from our Central and South America journey, which takes us through Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and then Colombia. So make sure you subscribe and hit notifications so you know when the next video is live. Cozumel was a great introduction to our Central America backpacking trip, as it was kind of like a mini holiday at the start of it all, with the turquoise waters and relaxing at the beachfront snorkeling. But our journey now continues, and we headed back to Playa del Carmen to continue inland into Mexico. So join us in the next one for that. And don't forget to check out my blog, travelalchemist.blog. Bye!